Hello children, hope all of you are doing well. Today we will be dealing with perimetry. What is perimetry? Perimetry is the systemic measurement of the visual field of a patient. What is the visual field? It is the seeing area of one eye. How much is the visual field? It is 60 degree superiorly, 60 degree nasally, 70 degree inferiorly and 100 to 110 degree temporally. So, what are the indications of perimetry? The indications of perimetry are to detect glaucoma, glaucoma progression, chorioretinal lesions, optic disc and optic nerve lesions, and neuroophthalmic diseases. These are the indications of perimetry. So, what are the types of perimetry? There are two types, kinetic perimetry and static perimetry. So, what is kinetic perimetry? The types are confrontation, tangent screen, Lister perimetry, campimetry, and Goldman. Static is Humphrey, octopus, and oculus. So, what is the kinetic perimetry? Kinetic perimetry, the stimulus moves from the non-seeing area to a seeing area of the visual field, and it is a manual perimetry. While in static perimetry, it is a computerized perimetry where the stimulus site is fixed. Only its brightness or sensitivity is increased or decreased, and on basis of this, the visual field is mapped. So, what are the differences of static and automatic kinetic perimetry? Static is automatic, while kinetic is manual. Static, the stimulus is of same size, where in kinetic it comes from the non-seeing area to a seeing area. What are the advantages in static? In this we can define the threshold properly, and it is more accurate, while in kinetic it is more patient friendly. Disadvantages in static are that it requires the patient cooperation a lot because it takes a longer time, while in kinetic perimetry it it is the person who is performing it requires some skill and some training. So our subtle changes or early scotomas may be missed in kinetic perimetry. Now, in the OPD, we do this type of perimetry. That is the confrontation perimetry. In this, we sit opposite to the patient and we measure or compare the visual field of the patient with the visual field of the examiner of the same half of the visual field. The finger is the stimulus and we bring it from the non-seeing area to a seeing area. So, confrontation technique is a type of kinetic perimetry which we do in the OPD. So what are the types of we do? Mainly we do the threshold test and the screening test. In the threshold test, we can do the central test or the peripheral test. Central tests are 30-2, 24-2, 10-2 and macular program. Peripheral tests are 60-4 and the neurological field. So what is threshold? Now, when a particular intensity of light is seen by a patient 50% of the time, it is known as threshold. If the patient responds to a particular stimulus 50 times, then it is a threshold. If the patient responds 90% of the times, it is a supra threshold. If the patient responds only 15% of time, it is an infra threshold. So what are the programs we have? 30-2. This is the commonly the first field test we do. Examination of 76 points of the central 30-degree field from the central point to the periphery. It is 30 and 30. Density is 6 degree in between the 2 points. The bare area around the fixation area is 3 degree and is mainly in uses cases of suspicious cases of glaucoma. Now 24-2, number of points measured is 54. Here also the density is 6 degree. That is the interval or the space between the 2 points are 6 degree. And the bare area is 3 degree. That is from the fixation point, the surrounding area which is bare is 3 degree. It also takes 24 degree of the visual field and is done in cases of diagnosed cases of glaucoma. If the central 5 degree is affected, then we go for a 10-2. These are 68 points examinations with the density of 2 degree and a bare area of 1 degree. And mainly done in case of advanced case of glaucoma. If in this case also the central 5 degree is affected, then we go for a macular program. In this 16 points are tested with a density of 2 degree and a bare area of 1 degree. Bare area means the area around the fixation point where there is no stimulus are given. That is the bare area. and this is done in cases of advanced cases of glaucoma. So how do we select it? Initially, we go for a 30-2. If the case is diagnosed glaucoma, we go for a 24-2. If there is a split fixation or the central point is affected, we go for a 10-2. If the central 5-degree is affected, we go for a macular program. So what is the fixation target? The fixation target in the perimetric bowl is the central yellow light in the center of the bowl. In cases the patient has a macular disease, then he won't be able to fix in the fixation target. So in that case, there is located a small diamond just below the central point. And this is used mainly in cases of macular degenerations. And larger diamond are used in cases with patients who have larger visual field defects. So what are the artifacts? Now the rim artifact. If the patient is wearing, this is the near vision test. So if the patient has a spectacle for near vision, then that correction has to be given. So if the patient is wearing a spectacle, then the rim of the spectacle may cause a peripheral scotoma. Then ptosis. If the lid is falling down, then a complete absolute scotoma visual field may occur. If you lift the lid and then examine again the visual field evaluation, then you'll get a normal field. Then media opacities, meiosis, refractive artifacts, this also causes a depression of the field and constriction of the field. Size of the pupil should be normally 3 to 4 millimeter. If it is decreased, then there will be diffuse loss or diffuse visual field loss, and there may be edge scotomas. In a visual field printout, we have nearly 10 zones. The zone 1 is mainly the name of the patient, the date of the patient and the age, birth, pupil diameter, visual acuity. These are all required for the patient data. And the test data are the fixation target. That is the, where is the fixation? That is the blind spot. Normally the fixation target is the blind spot. Color of the fixation target means the patient fixed in the central golden point or the golden yellow light, and the perimeter or the Humphreys first maps out the blind spot. This is called the fixation monitor. If the patient moves the eye, then this fixation monitor shifts, the blind spot shifts, and then the fixation loss occurs. Other than that, the test data are given. Then the stimulus size. Normally, size 3 stimulus is used. The background illumination is 31.5 apostilbes. Zone 2 consists of the 3 reliability indices. That is the fixation loss, false positive, false negative. Now, what is fixation loss? The perimeter first fixes the blind spot area. This is an area where the patient does not have any rods or cones, so will not respond to any stimuli. During the test, the instrument will send stimulus to this area to see if the patient is responding. Ideally, the patient should not respond to this area. If he or she responds, it means that the patient has shifted his eye, so the blind spot has shifted. So the fixation has been lost. If the fixation lost is more than 20%, then the instrument declares that this field is unreliable. Now, false positive. Sometimes the instrument makes a noise, a beep-like noise, before sending the stimulus. In case of a very enthusiastic patient, the patient may just press the trigger on hearing the beep noise without seeing the stimulus. So this is a trigger-happy patient. False positive, the patient has not sent the stimulus, only heard the beep sound of the instrument and has pressed the trigger. If it is more than 33%, it is called unreliable. False negative, the patient had initially responded to this area or the stimulus area when the instrument had sent stimulus. But later on, during the test, if the instrument has again sent the stimulus to that same area, patient fails to respond. So initially the patient had responded, now the patient is failing to respond. There may be 2 inferences. One is the patient is inattentive, has become fatigued, so he cannot respond. Secondly, in cases of advanced cases of glaucoma, there is a variable response to stimuli. This may also occur. Zone 3 is the raw data. Raw data shows the retinal sensitivity of each point in decibels. 0 indicates absolute scotomas and 40 indicates that the patient has a high retinal sensitivity at that point. Zone 4 is the grayscale. Is a graphical representation of the raw data. Zone 5 is the total deviation plot. What does it indicate? The deviation of the patient's response from the age-matched populations, which is stored in the memory of the instrument. The age-matched population data has been stored in the memory of the instrument. When the patient performs the visual field test, the instrument compares this response of the patient with those of the age-matched population and gives the difference. This is the total deviation. Now, this probability plot or the graphical representation with the probability indices is the zone 6 total deviation probability plot. If it is less than 0.5%, it is very significant. Zone 7 is a pattern deviation numerical plot. What is the pattern deviations? In the patient's own visual field, there may be some areas which are more depressed than the other areas. So, patient's own field has a hill of vision. Some more depressed areas, some less depressed areas. So, the average depression is ruled out and the more depressed areas are projected in pattern deviation. Generally, in glaucoma, diffuse depression of field does not occur. It is generally a localized scotomas. So, it is very significant for detection of glaucoma to look at the pattern deviation numerical plot. It signifies out or projects out the localized defect or the localized scotomas. Zone 8 is the pattern deviation probability plot with the probability indices. So, if it is less than 0.5%, it is very, very significant. Zone 9 is the global indices. The mean deviation, that is the deviation from the age-matched population, the short-term fluctuations, the pattern standard deviation from the pattern deviation plot. Zone 10 is the glaucoma hemifield test. In this, 5 mirror image points, both above in the superior hemifield and the inferior hemifield, are compared above and below the horizontal raphe or horizontal line, and this is projected and the patient's response to these points are noted. It is generally given as outside normal limits, borderline, abnormally low, abnormally high, or normal. Generally, glaucoma is asymmetric. So, the superior hemifield does not always is symmetrical with the inferior hemifield. So, generally in glaucoma, the GHT is abnormal. Now, this is the Humphrey field analyzer. You can see the part has a perimetric bowl. The distance is 33 centimeters. Illumination is 31.5 apostolables. The stimulus size here used is normally Goldman size 3 in case of 30-2. But in macular program, we can use size 5s. So, this is in short perimetry. You have to know the definition of perimetry, what are the types of perimetry, difference of kinetic and static perimetry. In a normal Humphrey field printout, what are the different programs we do, when do we do these programs, what is the fixation target, what are the reliability indices. This is in short about perimetry. If you have any query, you can contact me and I will clear your queries. Have a nice day and stay safe and take care. Thank you.